Hi, this is Kurt Schorsch with Top Build Home Services out here in Gallatin, Tennessee in a hot attic with my buddy Kareem, who's filming me, and we're going to talk about mechanical ventilation and how to set this Broan unit. This is what we call a supply only mechanical ventilation system. If you look at it, there's a fan causing negative pressure. It's pulling air in from the outside. This is just a 6-inch duct running out to a wall vent. There's a little filter in here that the homeowner should be advised every few months, check it, clean it. And then the other end of the fan is putting fresh air, bringing fresh air into the return side of the ductwork system for the furnace. So again, this is a Broan unit. Model number is there, FIN 180P. It's capable of up to 180 CFM and also has a setting for 120 CFM, which it's set at now. Most of these homes won't exceed 120 CFM. So what we did was we calculated the required mechanical ventilation using ASHRAE 2013, 622 2013, which takes the square footage of the house, the occupants, and uses the leakage of the house, and using the this red.
What's the total leakage of the house?
The total leakage is a blower door score. You would get all this information out of PM. So the duct leakage page lists this CFA, cubic floor area, and the blower door score is 1053. So you need to do the blower door before you set this, because it just takes into account the house leakage. So we use the formula on the Red website. Red is the name of the company. I think it's Residential Energy Dynamics. And you plug in that information and it tells you that your required ventilation rate is 104.73. So and this unit is set at 120 CFM, so it's going to run nearly most of the time. So we'll set it that way. So if you open the door to this unit, you'll see that there's settings on here, and there's also a little guide that'll tell you based upon your climate zone, and we're in 3 or 4. It's one of those two. So we'd be on setting D for a mixed humid climate. And the reason you would set that is because in a humid climate zone, you don't want to bring in humid air. So the unit is going to adjust for that. If you look at the bottom here, this is your settings. It's set at the 2 zone. So I'll just use my fingernail and I'll point the arrow to D. And then, as we said, we need 104 CFM. This is set at 120, so we're going to need to run it approximately, I'm going to guess it's about 90% of the time. So if you had a little screwdriver, this would be easier, but we don't have one, so I'm just using my thumbnail. And if you wanted to, you could divide 104 by 120, and it's going to be pretty close to 90%. But do the math and set this correctly. All right, so that's the settings. If you wanted to test the flow, we'll cover that in another video, because this unit is actually not set up yet to operate. It's got power, but they didn't set this up with the wiring to the furnace, so it's going to run. Once that's done, you would, if you wanted to measure this flow to verify you have 120 CFM, you would run it in the test mode and use a manometer and a probe to measure the pressure, and then you could extrapolate the CFMs. But that's basically it. When this unit is set to go, unless somebody changes these settings, it's on the D setting and run 90% of the time at 120 CFM. So I'll close this up, and that's pretty much it. So